Nowadays, a lot of words are empty, and especially like strong words that describe feeling and emotion. So by really sticking some healthy interpretations to the words that cross my life all the time, it's creating easier social interaction so that I can just talk.
Yeah.
Knowing what I'm saying. So after a couple sessions of Thumoslang, I realized that, man, I'm sharpening my dictionary.
Yeah.
I'm improving my language. That means I'm improving how I think and how I think about myself.
This is an important conversation.
Yeah.
So,
So what would we be discussing?
I would like to ask you two to exchange, compare notes in terms of how you encountered Thumoslang.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's pretty neat. I like that. The comparison of
Are we recording? Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
thanks. No big. One solid instance of a Thumoslang event in my life, which really redefined a word that I thought I learned for my whole life and used well, but I retaught myself the definition of respect.
Mm-hmm.
And respect is something that I use, everyone uses, or doesn't use every day. And I think it's a noticeable aspect of society. But the point of thinking about this word or any word is by sharpening its definition with a nomenclature.
Mm-hmm.
That's like putting an accent on a vowel. It gives and sharpens the idea of what it's being used as.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I've seen similar videos like you and read some definitions myself. I'm not a practitioner by any means. I am a solid member though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like I feel and can feel. I can feel easier. I definitely notice less of my world being numb.
Yeah.
could you, in few minutes, share with him how Thumoslang upgraded your work at workplace, or any work situation where Thumoslang made a difference?
Well, that's a pretty good place to start. Anywhere, I think, is with work, because that's like a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Commitments are always big. Everyone has their own definition, but I think a standard definition of commitment implies work. And check that out. See how I didn't mean to be synonymous with that, but the work that I'm doing now and the work that I was doing before in the same job is easier because I can talk to whoever the customer is or coworker is,
Mm-hmm.
and look at them when work is orientated around troubleshooting and problem solving. I can look at them for what they're saying rather than how they feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important to me, because sometimes when I'm talking and I'm really feeling what I'm saying without understanding what I'm saying, I know I get lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I might say something that later on I think about, and I'm like, well, if I was smart and aware of what I was saying in the moment, I wouldn't be thinking about it later.
Yeah.
So I'm having moments of work now where it's like I'm not having the same moments again at work.
Mm-hmm.
and it's allowing me to do new things and learn new things actually almost every day now.
Yeah.
Really got out of mental ruts. I'm like, my goodness, why do I feel like this? But looking at myself with new definitions, it's like, all right, where have I practiced this in my life? All right, I understand what this means, and I compare it to the new information that's given to me. I'm like, all right, now I can digest this, pit it against the information I already know. And I'm starting to understand the world in a new way where I don't have to interpret everything so, I want to say like pedantically. I'm not a pedantic,
I
but
don't know what that means.
I'd rather paint it than try to describe it, because the idea to me is a very rigid, very structured way of life, and that's me trying to break out of like whatever conformity I grew into. Thumoslang has allowed me to look at myself and notice, oh, some things were I learned through repetition and life experience that had a biased way of looking at me, maybe literally as seen, but with using Thumoslang to sharpen my mind, it's allowing me to look past that more in people, and the more I can look past it, it's easier and it's more becoming. So work is easy because it's a repetitious thing, and it's a great place to start and practice. With my family, it's a lot different, because that's like long-term relationships. That's family has its own definition and its own nomenclature in our book, and that's coming up with new words like that is coming up with a wholesome definition for a word rather than an objective one is helping me like feel with my fellow person. I think people can really get behind this. That's when I decided go all the way. Start writing this book. Start talking, meeting people who want to do things like Project Caribou.
Yeah.
People who are ready to talk to people in a way that no one's above or below them, but you're working towards your goal. And I'm working towards mine. Let's do it together.
Yeah. I kind of already looked at a lot of things in a sense that a lot of stuff that is considered objective is in reality pretty subjective. I'd also say I didn't really, by choice, didn't really want to fit into a lot of things that I guess I was sort of expected to.
That biased. You weren't affected by that bias, really.
I mean, I was, but then once I saw it for what it was, which was way before I ever came here, I kind of got out of it.
Definitely got you sitting in this chair today.
Yeah. I mean, at least the reason I came back. It was kind of weird the first time I came here. I didn't even know what we were talking about. I mean, I had somewhat of a clue, but like I didn't grasp much of the depth of it. But I understood like the value of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's cool.
What was your first encounter? What was the first experience of encountering Thumoslang?
I was here watching a video of you. It was just you. It was what was it? Growing up with AOC.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So like I was watching that, and it was you refer to yourself as a philosopher, and I was like, we're talking about philosophy, cool. And then because that's an interest of mine. And yeah, like after that, I just really got into it, and a lot of it just clicked with me. It really like went together with a lot of the stuff I already believed.
And but that was philosophy in general.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you say, "Whoa, this is different"?
When a little while after that, we started watching Thumoslang 101 playlist, and that's when I really started to understand like just how much this idea grasped.
So let's say that Norm is someone that you want to love in your circle of friends.
Yeah.
How would you explain to him that he needs to get into Thumoslang, but he knew nothing about? So how would you do it in 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Right now.
God.
Cool. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. He's your friend.
I'm just hanging.
He's near and dear to you, and you really want to
What's
help.
up, bud? What's up,
improve.
pal? What's up, dude? What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Whoa, I heard Thumoslang. I really don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
what's this Thumoslang thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Should discuss topics with them more, like these kinds of topics. How would I go about this? That's a good question.
Man, I thought you were going to tell me something about Thumoslang.
I am. I just have to figure out what I'm going to say first.
Just see what comes out.
Okay, so there's this thing called Thumoslang.
Oh.
Um.
Yeah?
So remember how I worked for Cutco?
No kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, I met this guy there, named Jarrison, who after a while, introduced me to this other guy called Nick. And anyway, like 2 years ago, Nick wrote this book. It's called Thumos. Was it Adulthood? What's the rest of the title? Oh, guess you know what's crazy is I have a copy on me.
Wow, that's cool.
It's called
You got a book called Thumos?
Adulthood Love in
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. Nice cover. What is it about?
Oh, it's basically it's Oh yeah, take it.
Yeah, totally. Thanks.
So yeah, it's series of ideas about one good thing I like about it is that it doesn't like tell you to do anything. It just gives you a language that you can talk in, which might sound kind of stupid right now. But basically
But no, I totally caught your drift. It's.
hold on.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, I'm about to show you what I mean. So like
The way you worded it, though.
I did.
Yeah.
That was good.
Was so buttery.
I thought I sounded dumb.
Sounded smooth to my ears.
Anyway, oh yeah.
Yeah, so Thumos books got these definitions that aren't rules, but are just kind of guidelines.
Yeah. You know, that's actually even better. So
I just said what you said.
yeah, once. No, you said it a little different. So.
Book.
Yeah.
Thumoslang.
One thing that really just caught me about it is define respect. You don't know what respect means because you've never heard of Thumoslang. So yeah, define respect.
Whoa. Respect, is like always sticking up for someone.
I mean, that's kind of a description of like the action, but less about like what it actually means. I mean, that'd be an example of how you'd show that, say.
An action. It's not
Yeah.
respect itself.
Yeah, like, no, like, respecting is an action, so, like, how would you define it?
That's tough. I guess I don't have an answer, man. Wow, does that book tell me, like...
Yes.
What?
Yeah, so,
okay, so if I guessed... I mean, I'm thinking action, like... So what is it?
Respect, which means no interfering. Basically, to put it, it's actually, well, not to put it simply, it's already simple.
No interfering.
Yeah, so like if someone else is trying to do something, trying to accomplish a certain goal, what the way you show respect to them is by just not trying to stop them, not interfering with what they're doing.
Wow. Just legit. Let them do what they're doing.
Yeah, pretty simple.
No interfering. That's a pretty strong definition there.
Mhm.
Like, let someone be in their own lane.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Mhm.
All right.
And
Oh, what's that, sir?
oh yeah, there's a lot of other stuff like that, like even more simpler terms that you think you could just define. But like I found like when I said, well, I kind of could, but like not quite. And a thing about it is like after I hear about it, I'd be thinking like, why didn't I question this? Like, and it'd be like, because it just made sense immediately. That's why. That's like what I'd settle on.
Why you didn't question what?
Like, you know, usually when I'm presented a new idea, I'm like, okay, am I sure this is true? How do I know? How can I be sure? But like with this, it just kind of like immediately went together with what I already
Click.
thought.
The
Yeah.
plug was there.
Yeah.
I totally relate to you.
Mhm.
Because it's self-evident.
Yeah.
Because it's self-evident. Wow. It just proves itself.
Why are you trying to bring Thumoslang to him? Why? What do you want it do for him?
I'm always trying to be the best version of myself I can be, and I'm sure he'd like to do the same.
Why does he need to have Thumoslang in order to
Be the best version of myself.
Well, I'd say having well, I've always thought of that something like this should exist, I just didn't know the specific guidelines, but I've always thought that like people should be left to their own devices, but to function with each other, there should just be some general code, some guideline to allow them to mend with one another. Which is one reason I really like the way this turns out.
very good? If you're a hermit, you don't need Thumoslang.
Yeah. Well,
That's awesome. That's a great analogy.
yeah.
Because nomenclature is specific for interpretation.
Yeah.
Ooh, for relationships.
Do you know why Thumoslang is much more powerful than other philosophies?
I can't narrow it down to one reason.
It's because Thumoslang does not stop at shared understanding.
Yeah.
It goes beyond shared understanding and reach shared interpretation.
Mhm.
And that's how communication can be done successfully with Thumoslang, where in other philosophy it doesn't work so well because people are allowed to have their personal interpretation of concepts.
That interpretation, personal interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So love means one way to me. Love means differently to you. And the reason why I hate your love to me because you didn't love the way I want you to love me. Do you see?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, plain. It's self-evident. That's a great way to put that. To think that if we don't have a mutual interpretation, we won't be able to aim at the same goals.
Yeah.
Once we can get people together with a shared interpretation of things, then we can aim for something that puts our ideals together. Ideals that we all have. Kind of like you, I mean, you just said it like, man, I've always wanted something that'll get us to promote wellness, right?
Yeah, it's like so that we can be our own person and also like just mend with each other like at the same time. And you know, for everything I looked into, it was usually just one or the other.
To have that peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
Final 5 minutes. Do you want to talk to him about? Oh wow! It stopped.
It stopped in the middle of the video? Oh wait, we still have that one, don't we?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
No. It stopped just now.
Oh.
Nice.
I know why. Storage.
I gotta fill up another box. Man, that's cool that you're here this late. I'm super happy. I came off of work, so I was kind of still in work mode.
Where do you work?
Today was side work for construction.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Super nice because it's not my professional regulated job at Lowe's.
No.
It's a very stiff job.
Mhm.
But this was nice. Just working with my hands, sawing stuff and nailing and. But had I known that you were coming, or
I think it's better that you didn't know.
with my groceries and all. Cool. I would definitely have had some questions or topics that I just would find interesting, or topics I would think we'd find interesting.
First step: exchange your number real quick.
Okay. What's your name?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Norm.
No.
Yeah.
I'm Alec.
Alec, is that your full name?
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
I haven't asked that in so long. What's your last name?
Mr. Five.
Mr. Five?
Yeah.
Stop. Spell it, please. Can you spell after you hear first name?
M-Y-S-T-I...
Did you say M-Y-S?
Uh-huh.
No, just keep going. I want to see where this goes.
I...
Wait, what
Mr. Five?
Exclamation point.
Ampersand, asterisk, $sign.
How did you know?
How do you say your name, please?
Mr. Five.
Mr. Five.
No, Musta Five.
Musta. Yeah. Oh, cool. Texted me. How do you spell it?
M-U-S-T-A-F-A-Y-E-V.
Musta Five.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do Norm. Sweet. Yeah. And I put my phone probably like right here. Don't you love that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you send me your? Could you send me?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I thought your number.
I thought you just hand me your phone and I type it in.
Oh, if you like. That's why I gotta communicate.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I'm really working on.
Okay, let me.
Is asking for just the things that I need. One area that Thumoslang is really helping me with. Like being able to talk to people and ask them.
Yeah.
For the simplest things to the things I'm dreaming about.
What do you plan to do with the profit, out of curiosity?
1 second, bro.
Yeah.
How close am I?
You're pretty close. You got most of it.
Most of it.
There, fix it.
Most of That is so unique. With the V on the end, is that
Yeah.
Russian?
Yeah. Well, Armenian.
Armenian, all right.
Yeah.
Northern Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the V on the end, that's neat. Imagine this going across the globe, like Thumoslang, in different languages. What would it do to a language where the letters are like? Because I think a lot of explaining what it is about articulation.
Mhm.
And I personally believe that throughout the way I conduct myself in life. It's like explaining myself well, getting reciprocation on hopefully what I'm trying to have interpreted.
You know, that last name isn't that uncommon. Like where it comes from.
Mhm.
I'm just like the second most notable person with that name.
What? Not around here.
No, around here.
What?
Oh yeah, the only other guy of significance with that name is some journalist who died. I forgot how. Well,
Cool, journalist. Huh? No, I know one Alec as a BMX buddy.
oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, cool. My man, we can always communicate through. Well, we have several different.
Oh, never mind. There's a
depots.
few.
Have you ever used Hangouts before?
Yeah.
Yeah, some Google stuff. Use a few other things and talk about maybe linking up.
He has only few minutes left.
Mhm.
So do you want to?
A little Project Caribou.
No. In terms of future meetings, do you guys want to set up a meeting to talk about business or whatever?
You know, that's pretty reasonable.
I'd actually like to do that.
And Nick's super good with structuring.
Yeah.
So that I and we don't skip steps in anything. Because a lot of the grand scheme needs all this detailing.
Mhm.
And if we don't take the time to have the social interactions or relations, it's just nothing's going to have a foundation.
Mhm.
So thank you for slowing me down.
He has to leave at 7:30.
Yeah, which is.
Yo, dude, you want
I'm-
to ride?
I'm not. I'm gonna go to several locations.
Several locations. I can happy to drive you to the first.
The first.
Yeah. What, are you going to walk?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was gonna say sure. Just take me to the mall.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks.
But let's talk about when you're down to do this again. Because I like to sit in on some more Thumoslang, and you do too. So we can do it together.
Where would we be going? Like here or
This is our main location.
Okay, so here.
Occasionally, well,
What you do with me is different from what you do with him.
I imagine.
Yeah, what you do with me is about writing and developing the language. What you do with him is about broadening your business activities in terms of, remember you told me that for 1 year you didn't promote your book.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Mhm.
We want to start promoting the book before we start writing.
we want to talk about this is me saying it too. Like
Mhm.
really, we want to talk about how to do it.
Yeah.
And coming up with questions is part of it. So let's definitely plan that. Next time we meet, let's create questions. That'll be our most significant thing. And if we can answer like maybe a quarter of the questions that we come up with, that'll be a good place to get this started.
Yeah.
What I want to see is us create products for them to sell,
Mhm.
not create products and nobody wants to buy.
Yeah.
And by talking to them, Jason and Noam, we understand their requirements.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking about writing a book for one audience and then another book for a different types of audience. So we may write many books.
Oh, what would those audiences be?
For
Elementary students,
I see.
college students,
I see.
parents,
businesses, Thumoslang for parenting, Thumoslang for collaboration at work.
a lot of Thumoslang books I think would overlap with its vocabulary, obviously the nomenclature, but then there'd be specifics.
Yeah.
You know, something for a business or something for a parent. So
Thumoslang.
We'll talk about bookmaking.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We'll talk about what you want to put in a book, what I think I want in a book, and we'll eventually be able to have all kinds of end sources and ideas come in. But for now, we can do what we want to do.
Yeah. Sounds
You-
good.
Do that.
Yeah, you don't need to meet him as much
Here
as
either.
you do with me because
Yeah.
we write, but once a month you need to interact with the customer and he represent the customer
Oh, I see.
so that you get requirements so that you can focus on writing what customers are willing to pay for.
Mhm.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
So, when do you want? When are you usually free? Because I think it has to revolve around my work schedule. But
So,
next week, I know mornings. I'm good.
what time in the morning?
You have school, don't you?
Yeah.
Darn, I work almost all evenings except for this weekend. So,
What time this weekend?
do you have to leave this moment?
Not quite.
All right.
It's a little bit over.
No,
Yes, sir.
I need your mics.